What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Warframe, and today we're going to be going over how to defeat the Trinity Specter at the Ceres Junction. This seems to be a Specter fight that is giving newer players especially a lot of problems, and it can be very frustrating to fight Trinity the first couple of times you come across her here at this junction. Up to this point, you've probably been blazing through the Specter bosses like it's no problem. They're usually pretty easy. But then you suddenly run into Trinity here, and she can pose a really big problem, especially if you're not very experienced and you don't have good mods or decent weapons at this point. So we're going to go over a few different ways that you can beat Trinity a lot more easily using one of the starter Warframes, which would be Excalibur, Mag, or Volt. There's also a little bit of footage here of me using Rhino, who you might have unlocked and built by the time you get here. And as I've shown in other videos, Rhino pretty much trivializes most boss fights because you can simply Rhino stomp them, stun them into oblivion, and then just wail away on them or shoot them pretty easily. So if you do have Rhino unlocked, it makes this fight against Trinity pretty easy if you're looking for a quick way to get through her if you're stuck on this junction. But other than that, we're going to be going over some ways, especially for your newer players, to use your starter frame and probably the basic weapons you might have, the Mark 1 Bratton or the Boltor or the regular Bratton or the Mark 1 Paris at this point. You get to Ceres pretty early on in the game, but at this point you should definitely have a couple of weapons already at Mastery Rank 30, and your Warframe should be leveled out to level 30. You probably get a decent point with mods as well, especially if you've been following some of my videos and you've been doing a little bit of farming here and there. But if you have Excalibur, this is going to be an incredibly easy fight. All you really have to do on her is pop Radial Blind, pull out your Exalted Blade, and just go to town on her, and she dies pretty fast. You can also use finisher damage from your melee weapon after you blind her. With Radial Blind, just go up behind her like you would for the stealth kill. But Excalibur is pretty powerful all around when it comes to being a starter frame, so you really shouldn't have too much trouble with him in this fight. Now, I do want to mention, one of the things I see a lot of people do in this fight, especially newer players, is they go up to Trinity and they try to melee fight her or just be within range. That's actually something you don't want to do because she can use her Link ability, which you'll see a little energy line attached to you, and that basically what that's going to do is any damage that you do to her at that point, 75% of that's going to come back on you. So that's one of the reasons you die very fast in this fight if you're not paying attention. And I noticed a lot of newer players complaining about how hard she is, but when you watch them play her, it's like they run up right very close to her, they get Link attached to them almost immediately, and they don't realize it, and they're just doing damage, and it's all coming back to them, and they're getting killed very, very quickly, which is why this gets so frustrating. Now with Mag, this is a very easy fight as well. All you really want to do is go in and you're going to use Magnetize on her, which is going to stun her and elevate her and prevent her from really using any of her abilities here. And then after that, you're just simply going to cast Crush, and that should finish her off pretty quickly. If not, you can just continue to spam Magnetize on her and shoot her or melee damage her however you want to finish her off. Very easy fight if you have the Mag Warframe. Now we're going to get to Volt. I think this is probably the hardest starter frame to do this fight with, simply because Volt doesn't really have an I win button similar to how Excalibur, Mag, and even Rhino have. You kind of have to actually fight her on fair terms almost. And again, you want to try to keep your distance so she can't use Link on you. You're going to use your Discharge, which is your number 4, and that's going to stun her. Although at this point, the only thing is you may not have a power duration mod. So usually you're only going to get 3 or 4 seconds max out of that Discharge to which you can attack her. So it's maybe not going to be the best strategy, but you're going to definitely need to use it to keep her stunned. And then you want to put up your Electric Shield while you wait for that to recharge and just stay behind that and damage her through that. It actually makes this a very easy fight. Now when you fight her with Volt, you're not going to be able to defeat her as quickly as you are with Excalibur and Mag. So what I wanted to warn you guys about is she can cast Blessing, which will fully restore her health, and that is really aggravating and really annoying. And I understand that can be super frustrating, but one of the things you want to do is just stay patient and just keep whittling her down with whatever weapon you're using, whether it's your primary or your secondary. Keep putting up your shield. Your shield will keep her from shooting you with her Paris, which is a very powerful weapon for her. She can 1 or 2 shot you with her bow if you're just out in the open trying to fight her. So you definitely want to be careful with that. But Volt has that shield. He can definitely use that to, to take away that advantage from her. But really, it's just about being patient with Volt, wearing her down slowly. If she does cast the Blessing, like I said, just, kind of just keep going at it. Just have the endurance and keep fighting her, and you'll eventually take her down. But like I said, really not a tough fight when you get into the mechanics of it and you start to use your Warframes abilities, especially from your starter frames here. The 3 starter frames they let you choose are really pretty powerful all in their own way. So after you get through the initial difficulty or just not knowing how to fight her on this this junction, it becomes pretty easy. So hopefully this has helped some of you newer players that are struggling with this Spectre fight. The one against Valkyr after this is going to be pretty hard as well, but these are probably the 2 hardest Spectre fights in the game, Trinity and Valkyr. As I said, guys, I hope this helped you out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.